What is up, guys? DT Ninja here to bring you my Boruto anime preview, expectations, what I think that is going to be shown in the anime, what I want to be shown in the anime, and also some things that I want to talk about. I'm also going to be sharing some of my new items that I recently picked up. So, first, let's look at those new items because I wanted to share these because these refer to Boruto in particular. Okay, so the first item that I picked up, and if you guys watched my live reaction of Boruto Chapter 11, I actually wore this, but it was so dark you couldn't see. So this is my newest t-shirt that I got. It's the Sasuke in the Darkness t-shirt. I hope you guys can see closer here. Anyways, you can see him now. It's Sasuke with the Rinnegan here from the movie. So this is actually the movie t-shirt. I hope you guys can see this. But anyways, pretty awesome. Really cool t-shirt. I'm glad I picked it up. But yeah, I got this from Japan. Yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys. So if you didn't know, I was wearing that t-shirt. And at the very end of the video, I showed his eyes. That is actually from this t-shirt. So, anyways, if you're wondering what that was, that's where I got it from. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my first one that I got. My second one, I picked up Boruto's t-shirt. It's not really a t-shirt. It's actually a hoodie. And it's the one that says, "I don't feel like losing." So this is my next item. So basically it's a hoodie, like I said, and it has the colors from Boruto, and it says "I don't feel like losing," and like I said, it's a hoodie. So inside, you know, and on the hood, it's got an actual, you know, headband from the series, obviously, and then on the back, it's got the Uzumaki or Eddie symbol. As we all know, the Eddie village was destroyed, so now it's the symbol of the Leaf Village, right? The Uzumaki symbol is on the back. So pretty awesome. I'll show it again. So basically, you can see the leaf symbol there in the O for don't. I don't feel like losing. So pretty awesome. I picked this up. It's more of a winter item, and I know it's spring, but it'll be pretty cool when, you know, it's winter again to wear this. Pretty awesome. So I got both of these recently, so I wanted to share them. Okay, so the anime. Okay, the anime. We all know the anime is coming. April 5th, we've seen many promotions, we've seen many, you know, scans about it. Recently, there was a scan that was released, you know, with character designs. Really cool. The first look at Boruto, the preview, you know, the trailer, it was pretty awesome. You know, the animation looks great. You know, Noriyuki Abe from Bleach anime, he's, you know, working on this anime, so that's really good. You know, they got some top animators. Looks really great. I'll show you a scan that they showed of Boruto, and you can just see, you know, the animation quality. So take a look here. I'm glad they're using Kishimoto's design for Boruto, and you know the characters look great. You know, Hinata looks great. You know Himawari looks great. The Boruto manga, you know, a lot of people were upset with Ikemoto's design. You know, I'm not saying I was, you know, upset, but I was disappointed. You know. Being a fan of Naruto and you get a different, you know, design, you know, you're gonna have a little complaints here and there. But overall, I've enjoyed the story, you know, of Boruto, the manga. But you know, I'm glad they're keeping Kishimoto's designs, you know, so they're consistent. Now, let's talk about Boruto in particular. Okay, so I translated the introduction for the anime on the official website. Now, the introduction explains a little bit about Boruto, and maybe if you've never even watched Naruto, which you probably shouldn't be watching Boruto anyway, but if you've never watched it, you can see the introduction. It talks about Naruto is Hokage. It's a new era. There huge television screens, there's trains, there's huge buildings like skyscrapers, and it talks about how Boruto is about to enter the Ninja Academy. And in fact, in the trailer, he says, in an era where ninja are not as needed, I decided to go to the Ninja Academy anyways. So it gives you this idea that it's before the end of Naruto. Because in the end of Naruto, Boruto is already at the academy. So in the anime, it seems like they're starting before that period. And I'm going to share that introduction here with you guys. So take a look at the introduction that I translated. So that'll give you guys an idea of what to expect. At least it'll give you, where they're going to start. Or at least I think that. So as you can see, that is how it looks like it's going to start, before chapter 700. And even in the trailer that it showed some new characters like Boruto with this other kid. The great thing about this is that Hinata and Himawari and the families, it seems that they're gonna focus more on those two because they're main characters in this, which is great because only in the manga they showed them in the chapter 1. We didn't see much of them after that. We saw them a couple times. So, like in chapter 1, you see them here, right? You see them when he's home, but other than that, with the movie parts, where he makes her cry, talking about father, why is he Hokage? Those are the only scenes we see him and his her and Himawari. Not until later that we see them. So that was really the only time we saw them. So it's going to be great to see them interact as well because, the Boruto film, we didn't see a lot of them either. We saw them at home, some, but, there were only a few scenes with them. We also saw them, in the Boruto part where, Momoshiki comes, and I've actually colored that scene. So I want you to take a look at that because that was a memorable scene where Naruto is protecting everyone and, Hinata, like always, thinking of Naruto because he's protecting everyone, but she's shielding Himawari, and yeah, that's another scene we see with her in it. Yeah, so take a look. I think in the anime we're going to see them develop more. We're going to see a lot more of them because it hasn't started the academy yet. So we're going to see the home life more. So that's a plus. That's a plus. Okay, moving on. Kawaki. Okay, Kawaki. Now it's been released online. It's been leaked that Kawaki scans have been shown. Okay. Now I'm going to show you briefly, but I actually colored these because I was curious, about Kawaki, so I colored him just for this video. Basically, I wanted to, see what he looked like in color. So I colored him. And it's obviously in the manga style, my manga style, so it's not actually the anime, but hopefully it's close. So I want you to take a look at that. Yeah. All right, guys. So as you can see, Kawaki has, the curse mark, or that on his face. Pretty cool. You can see him in the profile view as well. You can see like his tomahawk, his mohawk there, with the black hair, and the sideburns that are blonde. I still believe he is a creation of Naruto and Sasuke DNA. I still think that he was, maybe he was originally, a ninja, or maybe he's just a complete creation. But those traits there with the blonde and the black, it just makes me think that. So anyways, Kawaki. A lot of people think that it's going to be exactly like the manga. Now, I don't know what they're going to do. As we all know, in Naruto Shippuden, we got a sneak view of Sasuke's pursuit, right? We got the tunnel vision, showing, we were following along in the long tunnel, and as we entered the tunnel, we saw Sasuke's face, and that was the end, right? That was the end of the preview, and then we went to episode 1, and we didn't see him until episode 51, right? Might do something similar uh, for Boruto. They might do something similar. Like, as we all know, in the manga, it started out with Kawaki, right? It started out with Kawaki and Boruto, the destruction of Konoha. Now, they are going to start with this part in the future with Boruto and Kawaki. So I'm looking forward to that if that is the case. But I'm not here to say, that's what's going to happen. It's a fact. So people that are going around saying it's a fact, they don't know what facts are, because it hasn't happened yet, okay? It hasn't happened yet. It hasn't. Nobody knows until it airs next Wednesday. But anyways, I am really excited for whatever they decide to do, because the animation looks great. Like I said, Kawaki has been revealed, so that means he's part of the series regardless where it's put in. But look forward to next week, because I think that it will start with Kawaki. That's just my thinking, based on the scans that were released. And also, they're probably going to follow the manga. How closely, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to follow the movie script or not, because really, does it need to show the movie? Everyone has already seen the movie, okay? We all know it. Does it really need to be touched on? Well, yes, it needs to be, touched on a little, but is there really a need for an entire arc? I don't think so. I don't think they should follow Dragon Ball Super like how they made the entire movie an arc. I don't think they need to do that, because Boruto has a lot more depth than Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball only has so many chapters in the manga. In fact, the anime had to make up stuff because there wasn't enough info. However, it's the opposite in Boruto. So I think what they should do is not make an entire arc for the film, but instead have an interesting arc where characters are developed, okay? And not just that, but like, okay, say, show Boruto's story starting out, and have him have some flashbacks, okay? Have him have some flashbacks from the movie. Okay, it's okay to show those from the movie, but you don't need to show an entire arc for the movie. We've seen the movie animated. It's an incredible movie. But what needs to be touched on is the scenes between Naruto and Boruto, and also Sasuke and Boruto, because those two relationships are very important to Boruto as a character as he develops, especially in the future, right? In the future, because Kawaki and all that, it's really crazy, but those need to be touched on, especially. I could see him maybe thinking back, because this was something I made. I made like an alternate story. Basically, as he's fighting Kawaki, he's thinking back to those times, when he was fighting with his father, when he didn't understand things. And that's when they could show those flashbacks, show the flashbacks of him and Sasuke training, all those times, show flashbacks rather than, show an entire episode showing what happened, because we all know what happened. The only thing that needs to be touched on is that after the battle, okay, they could show part of the final battle with Momoshiki and how he gets the curse mark, because that is very important, because that will develop later on with the plot. But other than that, they don't really need to show the entire arc for the movie. I don't think they need to. If they do, I think it's a waste of time, honestly. So I would really like to see more development, more of the different characters, Shikadai, Chocho, see all these different characters, developing. So I'm looking forward to definitely the new series, Boruto, the anime. All right, now chapter 700. Now, if you guys are anime only people, you might have been extremely pissed at Naruto's ending. Now, I accepted Naruto's ending as Konoha Hiden's adaptation. I loved it. It's like a slap in the face to all Sakura and Naruto shippers out there. Naruto and Hinata ending on their wedding. I loved it. It was awesome. Iruka Sensei being Naruto's father at his wedding, that was just really emotional. I loved it. It was a great end. However, we all know Naruto is Hokage, but it wasn't shown in the very finale of Naruto. So it's kind of strange, right? The whole time Naruto wants to become Hokage and the finale doesn't show it. Well, we all know there's a Boruto anime, so I believe it's going to be adapted in the Boruto anime, and it makes sense because it's in this era, right? So some people are saying it doesn't make any sense. Why doesn't it make any sense? Because it's in that era. It makes perfect sense. So if it's true and the anime is being, before chapter 700, starting, before chapter 700, when the story takes place, then yes, it definitely could show chapter 700, and we get to see all the different, new characters, like Mirai, Shikadai, all the different couples, the Kage conference. That'll be great to see animated. Yeah, so really awesome. And another thing, guys, is that scene where Boruto defaces the Hokage monument, because at the very beginning of Boruto in the manga, we see he's on top of Naruto's face and he's been destroyed, right? The actual monument, the mountain is destroyed, and so he gave him this advice on that mountain. So it really would be interesting, to see that animated, because maybe they're going to show the future first, and then they show that later, the chapter 700. So just to give you guys a recap of chapter 700, this is the Boruto official movie data book. Now, at the very end of it, they have the original chapter 700. So it's all in color. So we obviously see, the very interesting new era. Shino Aburame is now the sensei. We get the classroom with Boruto and Sarada, and we got the new characters. And then, Chocho and Inojin. We got, Hinata and Himawari at the gravesite of Neji. You got Lee and Metal. So you got all these characters, Tenten, Gaara, Shikadai, and Tamari. You got all these characters that are coming in together. You got Kiba and the cat lady. I can't remember her name. It was just in like episode 499, but I can't remember her name. Sorry. And then you got Katawi and Choji. Ino and Sai. You got all these different characters introduced. So I'm looking forward to them adapting this in the anime. So I really hope they do that. You got Mirai and Kurenai, and also her praying to her father. You got Kakashi and Guy, which I explained in the novel. There's a whole nother thing going on. They're plotting something, for a mission. You got B, you got Tsunade, you got a lot of different things. And then obviously the defacing of the Hokage monument, right? Now, this was the scene I'm talking about. Very important scene, I believe. They need to animate this. But it's really cool that they did this in the anime, or in the manga, special manga. If you get this book, it's in color. So this is where he says, you're a ninja, you can endure. And then obviously, Sakura and Sarada. I would love to see, those characters again, and obviously Sasuke, the badass, right? So really awesome, and obviously this is what everyone's been waiting for, the Kage Summit and Naruto showing the Hokage hat, at the conference. And then obviously, the actual look of the new era, seeing all the different buildings coming up, and Kurama, resting. So anyways, that's chapter 700, in a recap, and I would really love them to animate it because it could go beyond what was shown, right? Anime can always go beyond that and take those ideas and be more creative. Another thing I would really like is if they adapted Konoha Shinden. Okay, now I'm not saying they have to adapt it in 7 episodes like they did Konoha Hiden for Hinata's and Naruto's wedding. All I'm saying is these 2 scenes from chapter 700 that I just showed you in color are part of the novel. Okay, so Mirai, with the backpack here, and Kakashi and Guy that are talking about, Naruto being Hokage, but they're also talking about going on a mission, a top secret mission with Mirai to the hot springs. And what would be awesome is if it shows Boruto, defacing the Hokage monument, and on the other side it shows those 3 trying to leave the village and go off on their own. So you get 2 different sides of the story instead of just this, we could go even further in the anime. I think they could do that because there's a whole novel here with information. Now, they don't have to do a whole lot of details, just something that, gives us a little bit more than what the original manga gave us. So that's something that I thought would be interesting. Okay, the last thing is Gaiden. Okay, guys, Gaiden would be awesome if they adapted it into an anime and put it in Boruto because it is part of the new era. It is part of the new era, right? So, actually, Gaiden takes place really close after chapter 700, so it would work really well. It would work really well. And not only that, we would get more on Sarada, right? Sarada is a very interesting character, and obviously Naruto and Sasuke's involvement as well, right? And Sakura would be in there too. We'd get more on the Uchiha, we'd even get more development on Chocho. So you'd get all these things all into one, so you'd get more of the new era characters developed. It would be a great idea. I'm not saying it has to be a long arc, but it would be awesome. Also, it would be newer, right? It wouldn't be like a recap of, the movie. It's something newer, more interesting. So I would really love to see it, right? Also, Mitsuki's story, right? Kishimoto's last manga work is in there, and that is Mitsuki's story. Naruto Gaiden, Mitsuki's story about him. So they could do something on Mitsuki as well and develop these characters, because that is even before he comes to Konoha. So he could, have this part where, he's thinking back to how he ended up in Konoha, and we get this little arc on him. Now they could do that easily because that's one chapter, right? It's one chapter. So that would really be awesome. Those are two things that I would really like to see. I also would like to see more of the characters developed, but for right now, those are my expectations for Naruto, for Boruto Naruto Next Generations. I am looking forward to next week. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys agree with me, or basically if you want to see something different. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my first impressions of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, which will come out next week. So I will see you then.